where you get the good stuff, that's where the gold shakes out. What if they left any nuggets in here?
Hello, hello, test 1, 2. It's working. Let's see, comments. Hello, hello. Hello, Steve. How you doing? Good to see you, man. What's going on down there in that hot country down there? Hope you guys got a little bit of relief and it's kind of cool. Hey, there's Dutchman. Dutchman, are you back in the hot too? I heard there was a little bit of rain or something coming into Arizona. I don't know if it's already passed or what, but hey, there's Skunk Ape Mysteries. How you doing, Skunk Ape? What's going on, man? What's going on over there in Florida? Skunk Ape calls it Florida. Hey, there's Chris. How you doing, Chris from the Silent Forgotten? How you doing, man? I figured you'd still be on Scott's Live. Hey, Mobile Tech, good to see you. What is this? 1 by 1. They're lined up. Hey, Mobang, there's Mobile Tech and then Mobang for your bucks. That was a pretty good premiere you did there, Mobang. I was gonna say, but I didn't want to really complain about the build or anything. But since it was a conversion before, seems like they took a lot of space away from the back of that van. Like at least looks like at least this much, about what, 5-6 inches off of each side. It looked like, because mine has a lot more room than that one, and mine's only a 2007, but it's a cargo van. Let's see, Dutchman says, I've been back since July the 10th, and yes, we had some rain come through. Good. It's good to have rain, man, especially where you guys live, but you just don't want the monsoon kind of rains, you know. Man, like some of those storms that the New Mexico had and stuff, those were horrid, man. They're still looking for people and stuff, you know, in the rivers and stuff. It's terrible. But nothing like a good, nice, melodic rain, you know. Is that how you say it? Melodic, where the rain just taps on the roof, puts you to sleep. Yeah, that's a good little series he's got there, Steve. He's showing how he redid somebody's van. I don't want to, it's a client of his, so it's not his. He's doing it for her. So in a lot of ways, that makes it more difficult to make any kind of a van build, because you have to do what you think's right and what they want you to do, you know. So you're not going to win. You just have to make it like they say. There's Ray Crum. Hey, Ray Crum, how are you doing? Hey, Ray Crum, I got one question to ask you, and it's not picking on you or nothing, but you know, I saw where you show the plane flying over your house, and it's really cool to get those angles of the plane, the crop dust or whatever you call it. But what I was going to ask you are you not concerned about what they're spraying? Or you know what it is and you don't care, or what, you know, because that's awfully close. Like, he's like right at your rooftop, you know. Just something I was wondering about. Hello, there's Divine Mojo. Hi, Mindy, how are you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you in here with all these men in here. Maybe Poodle Professor or somebody will come in later. Skunk says we had a typical Florida frog choker. Frog choker, I like that. Wow. Yeah, they're getting slammed at certain parts of the East Coast, I heard, you know. Yep, that's right. Tim does help. He helps a lot of people, you know. There you go. That's how you say it. You have to be like Mr. Modley, Dutchman the Mod. Well, I heard that you got a little bit of help on your modnesses over there at Jeepsy's stream. I heard that she made Greg a mod, which is pretty cool because Greg has been around for hundreds of years now too. So anybody that deserved it would be him, huh? He'll make a good mod too, because he knows all about good and bad. Hey, there's Dill Hole. How you doing, Dill? Dill! And guys, whenever Dill Hole calls your name out like that, answer him back like that. Just put Dill! Exclamation, exclamation, exclamation. I'm not going to count all those, but... Ray said, well, I know that is a concern. Hey, there she is right there. Jennifer, how you doing? See, we were talking about it. Well, I was talking about you, and there you are. Well, Ray, yeah, I always thought it would be a concern, you know, since they did get so close, but I don't know exactly what crops that grow around your house and stuff, you know, but I just thought, you know, what is it? Are they spraying and stuff? And if they're getting that close to you, you really should know. Yeah, there you go. Like Skunk says, we're all gonna go sooner or later. Mobile Tech says, I have crop dusters dusting right now on the other side of the river from me, and they're spraying so-called organic fields. Okay, so they're spraying organic fields with what? Organic bug killer or something, you know? Well, at least this is not the 50s and 60s, you guys, because if it was the 50s and 60s, you'd be dealing with DDT and like that, you know, and that stuff was pretty harsh. All right, that's cool. Look, Desert Adventures in Arizona has been a member for 8 months, and I appreciate it, man. I only have a few, but the ones that I have, I appreciate you guys, man. Divine Mojo, Mindy, where are you at? Are you, oh, I think you said you were headed back to Moab. That's right. That's right. And did you find out you had a little bit of a hiccup in your car when you were driving in your Jeep? And did you figure out what that was? Did your new friend at work, did he tell you about what it was? Or hopefully it's fixed. You have no idea how difficult it was built, but she wants. Yeah, and actually be built with limitations. I sometimes want to slap her with silly ideas. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying. That's what I was getting at earlier there, Mo. You know, I was saying, if you're going to do a van build for yourself, it's all right, because you say, I'll try this, and if I don't like it, I'll change this later, blah, blah, blah. But if she's already given you a list of demands of what she wants on there, then you have to work with that, and then you have to decide the best way to implement those ideas that she has, you know, and then hope that she's happy with it. So anyway, it all looks pretty cool, so hopefully it'll all work out, you know, and she'll like it. Adventure America, how you doing, sir? Hello, everybody say hi to Adventure America. That's Troy. They live down there in Padre Island area, and He's always doing fishing videos, driving over the bridge, the new bridge and stuff. And lately, he's been doing some fishing. I haven't seen him catch any yet, but he's been doing some fishing ones where he throws the bait out there, and pretty interesting. One of these days, you're going to get swamped, though, Troy, and start catching a whole bunch of fish, and then you'll be like, you're going to have to ignore the comments and all the people in the chat. You just be going, yeah, I got him, I got him. That would be cool. I've been dealing with people like that for 30 years. But with a vintage trailer, that's even worse, Mobile Tech, because you know, some of those parts in those vintage trailers are real delicate and stuff, and people say, I don't want this on there, I want a new push button, this and that, blah blah blah. You know, you're like, yeah, let me tell you what I can do for you. Would you say everyone wants to put way too much crap in their trailer? Of course, you know, and they want that little tiny trailer, they want to carry everything that they need plus more, you know. And then they end up doing stuff like, well, isn't there a way I could put a rack on top to haul more stuff? Or where's my solar panels going to go? Where's this going to go? It's pretty funny though, you know, but I don't know. I was thinking about, you know, when you sit there and you go, well, having a trailer would be nice and stuff, but to me, it's basically you're just hauling your bed around, you know, because most of the people that get little trailers and stuff, you get it because of the bed, you know, and then if it has a sink and a bathroom and all that stuff, that's extra. But for the most part, you want it for the bed so you can get a good night's sleep, because that's really important when you're traveling. I want a van with a hot tub, a kegerator, and 48-inch TV all on the inside. Well, you probably get the 48-inch TV pretty easy in there, but I don't know about the other stuff. I did see this one girl. Her name was Unstoppable Morgan, and she did some crazy things before, and she put like one of those portable hot tubs, but it holds a lot of water and stuff, and she put that on top of her camper shell, and it didn't work out too good, and long story short, somehow it fell off, and she fell with it, and she broke her arm or something, you know. The solar crap has been the latest fiasco for me. I had to buy a bunch of that crap and figure it all out so I could put it in their vintage trailers, which never had solar. Yeah, exactly. What did they have in the old days? They used to have just like a cooler, and even before that, they relied on ice boxes, so probably some kind of cooler that could keep ice for a long time. That's probably what they had. Huh? So you had to have like some kind of cooler in there that had a drain plug, so you could drain that water and stuff. That's something to think about. They never had all this stuff, so now you're trying to put that stuff on there, you know. It might not match up too well. Of course, if you have the room and the space, maybe it does match up. I don't know. I use everything in my camper. That's right. That's the way to do it. But I think what gets me are not your size. Your size trailer is pretty cool. It's like bigger than a teardrop, and it's like not quite as big as these big trailers, you know. But it's adequate. You can stand up and you can do whatever you want to do in there and feel comfortable about it. That's pretty handy, I think, you know. But whenever you get into the bigger ones, when you get to class, what do you get to class? What's next? Class B or Class C, Class A? When you get up to those, it's just like people are saying, okay, let's go camping. But really, they just mean, let's take this room from the house and take it with us, you know. I don't have to sleep in the van, John. Nothing like sleeping under the stars. That's true, too. They call that what do they call that? Cowboy camping, right? You know, but you know, that'd be cool if you could do it when there's no bugs, temperature's just right, you got a good place to lay out on the ground and stuff. But I just don't like the bugs and stuff that you have to deflect, you know, or if you're this time of the year, you have to worry about snakes also, because they want to be comfortable too. Then, you know, you're out there sleeping in cowboy camp, and next thing you know, you wake up and you got a snake there trying to warm up. The ice box used to be a block of ice. Yeah, yeah. And I've heard, I don't know, but I just read a lot of stuff, mobile tech, but I heard that they used to have, like, people would walk around or deliver, they would deliver the ice, a broken piece of ice or whatever to you, you know. Yeah, that's if you could afford it back then, you know. I guess ice would be a high commodity back then, you know, because in the first place, how do they make it? They would have to have special machines just to make ice, you know, and then they had no way to carry it around except for, like, you know, whatever they had, and then a lot of it would melt on the way, you know. And everyone went to the bathroom on the outside. Yeah, exactly, you know. Exactly. But, you know, back then, I don't think they were as gross. They probably used things that were more biodegradable to clean themselves back then, you know. You don't have to have like piles of toilet paper all over the place, you know. It's really gross nowadays when you go out camping and stuff and you go, oh, this place is nice, and this place, you know, and you sit there and you look around the corner and you see like a big old pile of poop and then toilet paper and stuff. I go, come on, man, at least if you're gonna do that, bury it, you know, and then carry the toilet paper out, you know. Come on, man. It says, right, John, since Ironwood I converted my 7-passenger van to a 3-passenger with a bed. Works really great for me now. I was telling you to do that while you were there, Ray, you know, because there is no reason for you to be uncomfortable. If you're out there and you have the means to do it and you could have done it then you should have, you know. That way you could have been a lot more comfortable. But, you know, I don't know what you were packing when you had your other configuration, but you might have had too much luggage or whatever. People tend to take way too much stuff when they're out, when they go camping or go anywhere, go traveling anywhere. Then first thing you do is, and I know this is true for everybody, you overpack on clothes. You go, well, I need this, I need that, I need 20 pairs of underwear, t-shirts, I need different jeans and that. Hey, come on, man. If you just take a few things, enough to last for like a week, go to the laundromat, you know. Then it'll save you all that space. But I'm guilty of that too. Like, I go crazy over taking all these shirts, and then I said, well, that's okay. I got all the space in the back of the van where I could hang them up. You know, I put a bar across the back and just hung everything up. But I got tired of digging through that stuff. You're like, where's everything at? So that's my next deal whenever I do go camping out or go for a while, you know, go for more than a week or so. I'm going to cut down on the stuff I take and take only the stuff I need, and that's going to be cutting down on a lot of clothes and stuff, you know. My ham radios, of course. Mobile tech, I honestly believe Generation X was the last generation of real women and men. Okay? And Poodle Professors agrees with you there. So, yeah, there were ice trucks, fish trucks, bread trucks, and milk trucks. That makes sense. When I used to tent camp, I never saw toilet paper on the wood. I know, but it just seems like lately, though, you see more and more. And I think it's because of the. Sometimes, you know, we're too mean about them leaving it out there and stuff, because sometimes they might be new people and they don't know how to handle it. They haven't been trained or told how to do it or what, you know. So to those people, then they really need to find out what to do instead of just like leaving it sitting there. And the stuff that's even worse is the people that'll sit there and do their business and toilet paper and stuff too, and then put a rock on top of it. Well, what is the heck is a rock going to do on top of it? It's going to sit there and warn you that it's there? Excuse me, I'm a rock covering poop, you know. Jeez, man, that's not right at all, you know. Gosh. I am a minimalist camper. Bring a small wash tub. Yeah, yeah. I've been looking at those. Some people that in the videos, and they have these like pretty small little what do you call it? Collapsible wash tubs and stuff. Those look like the way to go. When you have a customer, let me see. When you have a customer with a long list of want lists, the best thing to do is start to cross out one item at a time and then hand it back the list and say, this and this and this. Go camp first. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Because the more times that you go out camping, Tim, and you know this, everybody that's gone traveling knows this. You know what you need, and you know what you're taking, and you know what mistakes that you brought, and then you know what's going to work better the next time. It always happens that way. It does. You don't know it till the second time you go out, third time, but after a while you get used to it. You say, well, I don't need this, I don't need that. I get too hung up on stuff like make sure I have a can opener, make sure I have this or that, and have like 3 or 4 different fire starters, and then forget about that. I even have lighters too in case the fire starters don't work. But yeah, you want to be totally prepared. But you know what I think is a under whatchamacallit, they don't pay enough attention to, is you need at least one decent flashlight. And they make some really decent flashlights now, but you need at least 2, I think. I've got one. This is one I use. I think I got this at Harbor Freight. But it's the kind that has, like right here, I'm sorry, but right here has a cord to recharge it, and it's like one of those rechargeable ones, and it lasts a pretty long time. And I like it because it has like different the different levels of brightness, and the front brightens up, the sides and stuff. But it's pretty handy for being such a small flashlight. But you really want one that's going to be like, I don't know, I'd say like 2,000 or 3,000 lumens if you want to go outside in the dark, because people never think of how dark it really is. If you don't have any lights outside and you go outside in your van, it's totally dark, and that's dark. So it's important to have a good flashlight. 3 of each piece of clothing. Is that what the rule is for you, Mobile Tech? That sounds about right, I was never intended to go camping. I always wanted to stay at a hotel. Yeah, that's true too. But just think how much you save, though, if you were to go camping or staying at a rest stop, on the way instead of going to those motels. Granted, the motels and stuff are nice because you can really get caught up in your sleep and charge up all the stuff you need to charge up and get caught up in your rest, So, but to save money, it's really need. If you really need to sleep in your vehicle, you need to really be comfortable doing it. All these young'uns weren't raised properly. I think everybody is raised differently because of our parents, but good person or bad parents. Good person. It was either good or bad, and it was all depended a lot on your parents how you came out. Is a Mercedes Sprinter in the cards for you in 2026? I wouldn't say that one is. I wouldn't mind having some kind of new vehicle, but I don't like the Mercedes Sprinter because all the people that I know that have it, they have too many problems with it. And then when you do have a problem with it and you're sidelined somewhere, it seems like they're always having problems with getting the parts and stuff for that one. I would rather go with a normal Sprinter, one that has totally available parts all in the United States. I have lots of camping videos and live streams, and I share all that with my students so they can see what they're in for. Yeah, that's a good deal there, Mobile Tech, and you probably tell them too, That's a good idea. Yep. You have 2 of those. Yeah, these have magnets on the bottom of it. I was going to say that too. And that's another good thing is they have that. It's a solid magnet too. You can hang it upside down and stuff. And so that's what mine would require now, is having a good solid magnet. And talking about magnets, they're also good for if you have a good solid place in your van somewhere that you can put like a little strip that you can put all your magnetic stuff that, you know, like you might want to put. Some people use cooking stuff, put your spoons and forks and all that stuff. Others put like screwdrivers and pliers and all that kind of stuff. You can put anything that sticks up there. You know, just make sure that if you're going to hang it somewhere, that if you hit a bump or something, if you got a knife hanging up there, then watch out, because it might come flying off. You don't know. But yeah, those magnetic strips, I think you can get them for, they're less than $5 at a Harbor Freight, and you can stick them. They used to come like, I don't know, about 1.5 inches or so, and about yay long, and you could like screw them on. You could either screw them on there to wherever they're at, or else you could just let it sit there and stick to the metal. Either way. Hey, there's Shawnee Groves. How you doing, Shawnee Groves? And sorry, Shawnee Groves, I haven't been hitting all of your lives and stuff. I've just been busy doing other stuff, you know, like trying to mow the dang lawns and all that kind of stuff. Finally, I got my lawn mowed, and I did it the hard way. I paid. I paid somebody to come do it for me. But you know what? Ends up as an old friend of mine from the radio days, from the ham radio, and he's starting a business, and he has on loan, somebody loaned him a 52-inch zero-turn mower, and I went, geez, man, but that thing, it only take you like 5 minutes to do the lawn. He goes, if even that. But he got out there, and it was pretty interesting to see him doing it. But welcome in, Shawnee Groves. And everybody should know Shawnee Groves. If you don't know her, she knows all about growing gardens and stuff. And I was going to say sorry that you had trouble with your gardens there, Shawnee, with the rains blowing all that stuff over, you know, after all your hard work and stuff, you know. But hopefully you'll get something, you'll get to reap what you sowed there, and get a bunch of good crops there. You can't have too much toilet paper or water or beer. Exactly. Exactly. My biggest, it's not a fear really, but I'm always conscious of how much water and stuff I had. Like I always carry that blue jug, and that's like, I think it's 4 gallons. But for Christmas, my daughter got me a 3-gallon Camel water jug. And then I always make sure that I keep like some of the bottled water also, like the Walmart brand, you know, where you buy 24 for whatever it is, $5-6. But I always keep some of that in the van also, because I don't want to run out of water. And if I do, I've been sitting there thinking about what kind of a filter to use, because at home I don't even drink the tap water, because I run it through one of those filters in a pitcher. And then I've gotten even more picky in my old age, and I ordered this water tester thing. You get them on Amazon for like less than $10, and it tells you how good the water is at between 1 and 200, and what strength, you know. Like when it was coming out of the tap, it was like 170, and I was going, that's way too high, you know. So after filtering and all that stuff, then it got less and less, and then I would put it in pitchers and put it in the refrigerator and then test it again, and it would be under 100 after a while. And anything up to 100 is safe to drink, supposedly. But, you know, I'm real picky about that, you know, so if I don't know where the water's from and stuff, I would rather have a bottled water. At least that you know, the bottled water that I test with my tester is like under 20 something. It's like, and I go, well, yeah, see, they do something to it where it doesn't read bad, but and all this other water that I'm testing is reading horrible. And I'm like, geez, you know, I'm thinking that I need to get one of those bags where you get the water and you let it drip and all that stuff and go through the filter, so you have another source of water also. So, all right, Dutchman, subscribe to her. Yeah, she's just got up to, she was just first level monetized, where you could give her the super chats and all that, but she's waiting to go to the next level, and the next level she's going up to is 4,000 and 4,000 watch hours, and I don't know how many, probably I don't know how many subs yet she needs. I don't think she needs very many. Misfit Mania, good to see you out of Shawnee. How you doing? We're talking about one Shawnee, and then here's another one from Shawnee. Is that from Shawnee, Oklahoma? Good to see you in the chat, man. Another round trip to New Hampshire, North Vermont, and New York State. That's good, man. That's good. You've been traveling all over the place, Ray. You got to go to the East Coast. Something I would like to do eventually, but I don't really want to because I don't like all the people out there. But you know, it'd be kind of cool to see all those places, all those parks and stuff. Poodle Professor says, Dutchman, I love your pic. Oh yeah, that's right. That's your dog, isn't it? That's more. I have standard poodle. Yeah, that's what they call them. I never can tell what they're called. You know, when I say Poodle Professor and I'm trying to explain to other people about your channel, and I say she travels with the poodle, but it's not like one of those little tiny ones. It's a big giant one, and that's what the standard poodle was. You know, and I guess the smaller ones became I guess they started creating them to get them smaller to where they're almost mini size, you know, so everybody, oh, look at the little toy poodles and stuff, but I guess originally they were like the standard size is what you have, right, Professor? Good, Ray's sub tour too. Oh, some time ago, okay. I stayed away from New York City. I don't blame you, man. I don't blame you. Seems like too much. New York City just seems like it's too much hassle to deal with. There was that one girl called Roaming Reckless. She drives around in a old, I don't know what it's called, one of those foreign Jeep looking things. But the problem is all these YouTubers that are semi-famous and stuff, they have all their vehicles and stuff, and then they go around and they decorate it all up, put, you know, YouTube this and that, blah blah blah, and all this stuff on it, so the people know if you go to a strange town like New York and have your car parked there, they're going, hey, let's see what's in there. And that's what happened to her. Somebody busted in and they took all of her electronic gear. Labradoodles. Yeah, Labradoodles are the funny ones. There's one group, not one group, they're called One Adventure at a Time. Adventure at a Time. They have a Labradoodle named Rudel. And it got so famous that these other people, van life people, they met him and they thought that Rudel was so cute that they wrote a song about. So when you go to see them at One Adventure at a Time, then they have their own song for Rudel. Rudel. Yep, the original is a standard poodle. Yep. I kind of thought that, but I never really knew for sure. But yeah, the Land Rover. Hey, it's Dirty Knobs. How you doing, man? Yeah, the Land Rover. You know who I'm talking about then, huh? Roman Reckless. Wait, which now, she started out with what? I can't remember what she started out with. Oh, she started out in some little car like a Prius or something. And then got this thing called, she calls it Poe, or like Edgar Allan Poe or something. But it's one of those cars from another country, and the steering's on the other side and stuff. And it's always constantly, man, it'll keep you going for a while. It's not working, but working on that, you know. My audience loves my Ruthie. How is Ruthie doing, Mobile Tech? How is Ruthie? I noticed you made one or two little shorts about here's an update and all that. So, Dirty Knobs, how you doing, man? Is everything going okay in your part of the world? Yeah, originally I was going to say, the original title of this live was YouTube Friends, the good ones, and but I didn't put ... after that. But you know what? I didn't even sit there and get into all that, and I was going to list off all these people that when I was on the road for the last 2.5 years that I met and stuff. But But you know, I don't really need to do that because all the YouTubers that I've met and stuff, the YouTube friends, are all you guys right here, and I think you guys are all great. So I don't even need to acknowledge you, but yeah, I was gonna put out a list. I had a list. It's not that big. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, about 13, 14 people that I've met when I was out west and stuff. And oh, there's even a couple more. Oh yeah, there's about 2 or 3 more. But I'll have to work on that one day and get them all in there, because I don't want to miss anybody, you know. Because I think that friends, when you're out there traveling and stuff, friends make the difference between having a good trip or a bad trip, you know. And that's the truth, you know. Sometimes you don't want to be sitting there and you don't know. Better? Let me see. My mic was unplugged all this time, but I don't think I needed the mic. But anyway, so you know, I'd rather be out there to have somebody to talk to once in a while. And I've met those kind of friends where they were the real deal. You know, that's why I always say in my lives, they say nomad this and nomad that. I go, no, man, it's the real nomads are the ones that are getting few and fewer of them. You know, there's a lot of YouTube nomads, you know, but and the big thing right now is everybody's talking about and without getting political and all that stuff, but there's you know, the executive order saying that they're gonna do this and that, you know, and to the homeless, the ones, and they're talking mostly about the ones that sleep and stuff on the sidewalk and all that stuff. But it's gotten to the point where all the YouTubers are coming out with their individual videos, and some of them 2 or 3 videos, saying all this stuff like, oh, they're going to ruin it for people like us. It's going to ruin it for us van lifers and that. It's not going to ruin anything. They're not after you. They're not going to be looking for you. Now, if you were sitting there and you needed a place to go camp, and you went to somewhere like in LA where all these other people are going camping, and there's a bunch of homeless around there, and you wanted to go like slip in there to go hide, to camp out, and then they stopped you and asked you questions, then maybe you'd get in trouble. But they're not looking for you. They're not sitting there and saying, are you homeless? Can you prove your home and stuff? You know, what they're trying to do is clean up the bad stuff that's already there established. They're not after no van lifers. They're not going to go chase them around and run them out, you know. And also, I think that a lot of them, you know, if you go camping and stuff, sometimes there's campers that abuse the 14-day limit. You know, some of them are even on YouTube. They'll sit there and they'll laugh about it. Oh, I think I might have stayed there too long, over 14 days, but haha, we're leaving now because they came and warned us, you know. I have a short camp out at my house, so one evening, let me see. Whoops. Let's see. So one evening, then we caravan to Hocking Hills, Ohio, to a Bigfoot festival. Oh yeah, that'd be cool. You need to tell us about it, or you might be having a video about that coming out. That'd be kind of cool. A Bigfoot festival, everybody. I know Skunk Ape would like to see that one. I think they just needed content to post about. Everybody knows that order. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is, and they're taking advantage of it by posting more than once. You know, I mean, I could see maybe if you post one video about it, but not one that's an hour long, and then keep posting the shorts and this and that, and saying they're gonna get us. We're not safe anymore. Where are we gonna go? Help us! Help us! Blah blah blah. You know, nobody's going out looking for anything. You know, so yeah, they're just doing that for content, you know. So hey, Bowtie Life in the Garden, how you doing? Nice to see you. Welcome in. Let me see. I lost that one. There it is. I saw you. I met you before at Shawnee Grows. She was in here. I don't know if she's still in here, but welcome to the live. There, we're just chit chatting about camping stuff and all that, you know. Huh, okay. Oh, you had a, oh yeah, I saw that. I was going to say I liked your fireworks on the video, especially the grand finale. That was pretty cool. The whole sky was bam, 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 like that, you know. Yeah, everybody else, say hi to Bowtie Life in the Garden. All these people are in there gardening and stuff. They're all doing a lot of hard work trying to get things to grow and stuff, and it's pretty cool to watch the whole process. And I like it now because now it's about the time where the tomatoes start showing up, the cucumbers and stuff. My friend that I go to the OU games with, he has a pretty big garden in the backyard, his backyard, but we've had a lot of rain problems and stuff, and he said his cucumbers have all went crazy. He's got a lot of cucumbers, but they taste all weird and stuff, you know. So he's ordering, I think, Persian cucumbers or something else, and then he's trying to get it to sneak it in before the next growth cycle, so he'll have something in the fall, the late fall, and have something good, you know. But you know, tomatoes and all that stuff are coming out, peppers and everything. I don't know if you guys know Glenn C. That he's always on a lot of the lives and stuff. He's in Florida, and he had a really good garden. He got all kind of corn and stuff. So yeah, the Persian ones are pretty good. They're smaller, but they're more firm, I think, and they don't get as mushy. I have a problem with getting cucumbers if you buy them like at the Walmart markets and stuff. Then you know, you bring them home. They look okay when you get them. You touch them and you feel them and all that stuff. And when you get them home, then it seems like they don't last over 2 days. You know, after the next day, all of a sudden they've got the mushies and all. You know, I'm like, why? You know, maybe I'm not doing it right. Maybe there's a trick that you need to do with cucumbers when you put them in the refrigerators. I had a bumper crop of cucumbers this year. Good, okay, so you're another one that does growing and stuff. That's cool, man, that's real. My apples and peaches are ripening. Yeah, Mobile Tech, you need to get together with Ray. That's what Ray has, he has a bunch of apples, and he does, I forgot what he cooked. He made a couple of videos where he's cooking the apples and stuff, or I guess filling for the apple pies and stuff. That's pretty interesting, though. I always liked gardening until I gave up, because I sat there and the animals, the small animals, the birds, and all the bugs wanted it more than I wanted it, I guess. So I think the perfect garden for me would to be an elevated garden above ground where nothing could get underneath it, and have a boxed-in screen so no birds can get into it. And then if you do all that, you might as well just have a what do you call it? One of those, a greenhouse where you have plastic or glass covering it, you know. Right now, after they take out the refrigeration, they start going bad, yeah. Let's see. I had a bumper crop of cucumbers. I went out this morning and decided one cuke plant was on its last leg, and I turned around, and the second one started coming up. Huh, damn. Do you dry age meat? Who are you talking to, Mo? I mean, Dirty Knobs? Me? No. If I knew how to do it real good, I would, though. Because I would like to either do it myself or go in half or thirds with somebody and buy a whole cow and get all the meat, and then, you know, and then do that. There's a different ways that you can do it. You can do like sous vide, they call it. When I was a chef, that's how they do it. And what they did was they cooked it part way and vacuum packed it and stuff. So like they cook it like rare piece of meat, vacuum packed it. And then when you thawed that out, it would continue. You can continue from there, and it wouldn't hurt it, you know. I make fried apples made with apples, cinnamon butter, and brown sugars. That's good. There you go. I've aged dry venison. I've dry aged venison. Oh man, that's another thing. That's one thing I had on my notes. What do you guys think about that? About the rabbits? They have these rabbits that have them weird growths on their face and stuff, like tentacles and stuff. And they've got deer with this weird crap growing on them and stuff now. And also, I think they said some squirrels too. But the rabbits, they were saying, don't worry though, the rabbits are pretty much in Colorado, but we don't advise you to mess with them because they might be contagious or you might get sick from it. But they've already seen some like in West Virginia and stuff. So what's the deal with that, man? God, it's got to be some kind of ugly virus. Now I don't know about you guys, but I think deer are pretty not nasty because it's beyond their control. But if you ever see a deer up close, they're all like they can become tick ridden where they have like all kinds of tick stuff all over their faces and their ears and all that kind of stuff. But the pictures I saw of the deer that had this stuff, they had weird growths all over them, and I'm like, golly, you know. And then if you sit there, and you're thinking, wow, you know, what if that deer has a baby and that baby's going to be infected or whatever? If somebody shoots this one and decides to use it to eat it or whatever, what is it? You know, what is this stuff? They need to figure out what it is. Especially those rabbit ones, man. The rabbit ones are bizarre. It's like these little tentacle things coming out of their heads and stuff. Oh man, what is it, you know? And then to top it off, I watched all the warnings on the food and stuff. They said Walmart markets had to recall a whole lot of a shrimp because it could be possibly contaminated and radioactive of the way they packed it. I'm going, oh yeah, can you imagine all these people all around the U.S. that already bought all that and ate a bunch of shrimp and stuff, and they're sitting there glowing in the dark because they're radioactive. But no kidding though, that's some serious stuff because I don't know if you guys remember all the stuff that they had in the Gulf of America or the Gulf of Mexico, where they had all the oil spills and all that stuff, and some of those spills were pretty deadly. They would pump like hundreds of thousands of gallons of oil out there. Well, I worked at a fine dining restaurant, right? And we got most of our shrimp from the Gulf. And guess what? I got a couple of cases one time. You know, one case of shrimp is like $500 or $600, depends on what you have in it, you know. And the way you do shrimp is the bigger the number, the smaller your shrimp is. So if you get like a U2, that means there's 2 shrimp to a pound, you know. Most shrimps are like U15 for the shrimp cocktails, U16 for like fried shrimps and all that. But we got 2 cases of shrimp and our shrimp, we got it from the Gulf, and they were flash frozen there at a factory where they catch them, and then they shipped them to us. Okay, when you get them, we got the kinds that didn't have the heads already, but you still had to devein them and stuff. So we have to clean them, and somebody would always have to start cleaning those as to whatever we used and stuff. And we had like over 2 cases where they were like all black, and after you cleaned it, you could smell like the oil and stuff in them. So somehow the oil had penetrated them, or they had gotten into a oil field or something. It was terrible. So we called them, and they were really interested, and they said, well, get rid of whatever, you know, you can keep whatever you can that's any good, but we'll reimburse you right away or send you some more and tell us if that happens again, you know, because, and it was because of the oil that was seeping out into the Gulf, you know. So yeah. It's pretty amazing though. All shrimp glows in the dark. Look at some in the dark next time. Really? Well, I'm never going to go down there. I'm never going to go down there into the bottom of the ocean and look at that though. I started Googling rabbits within Google automatic. Yeah, see? Yeah, you thought I was making that up, tentacle part, but that's what they say, rabbits with tentacles. But yeah, you know, I'm laughing about that. Mobile Tech, but they've always long said that the shrimp are like the chickens of the ocean, because you know chickens. Whenever you have chickens, you feed them anything and they eat anything. Well, shrimp are the same way. They're bottom feeders and they eat anything that's left down there. They will eat them. You know. Apple brandy would be good. There you go. No, you know what you need? Well, I was gonna say apple. I can't remember the name of that. Apple and Crown. Crown Royal has their own apple and different fruit things now. My refrigerator light went out, and I opened the door and something was glowing green. Pulled it out. It was my shrimp. Are you kidding? Or are you serious? You're being serious, man. Well, they might be because they have the same kind of body chemistry or whatever that they have, like with the scorpions and stuff. You know, they say if you take a little flashlight that has a black light in it, you go camping, take that with you camping, you flash it around, you can see the scorpions because they glow in the dark, you know. Did you have mushrooms first, Mo? All right, Mobile Tech, go have your net and come back. Not kidding. See, yeah, so he's serious, see? He's serious, so yeah. There might be something in that, you know. I guess so. If you take your flashlight down there, well, have you ever noticed the glow sticks are like that color too? That's another thing that I don't like about the Gulf Coast and stuff, is the beaches become inundated with all the damn things that wash off the ships and stuff, or those oil platforms, and a lot of that is they have those. They're about this big. They're light things, and you break them, and then they start glowing. Well, after they don't glow anymore, they're no good, so they just like toss them or whatever. They're all over the beaches and stuff, man. I made cedar apple pie. What is it? I made cider vinegar with apples, sugar, and water. Super easy. All right, between you and Ray, we'll have a good apple pie here. How you doing, Gandalf? We're not doing nothing. We're just sitting around shooting the heck. Let me ask Gandalf. I don't know how long you've been listening, Gandalf, but have you heard about the deformed rabbits that have the tentacles coming out of their heads and stuff, and the deer and stuff too? And what do you think about it? You know, that's too much, man. By the way, does anybody want to come on up? Anybody want to come up on the whatchamacallit? You're welcome to. Doing good day by day. That's all we can do. That's all we can do anyway, dirty knobs. You know what? Day by day. Monty Python told us about the rabbits. Yep. And then, have you guys? I don't know who's a fan of this or not, but have you watched King of the Hill? They're back after what, 15, 20 years? They're off, and now they came back. Rabbits with tentacles? Gandalf, I didn't make something like that up. Yeah, Google it, Gandalf. All you have to do is type in rabbits with, and you don't even have to type in the tentacles, and they're going to say, with tentacles? They're in Colorado, and they were some kind of virus or something got to them, and I don't know if it could be deadly or what, you know. But all my apples have been falling off the tree for a long time now. I was to tomorrow what I could salvage. I'm not going to have as many this year. Yeah, but Ray, haven't you? You've had the apples for so long now. Haven't you sat there and said, well, I'm going to take so many pounds of them. I'm going to make this many pies. I'm going to make this much pie filling. Have you ever thought about canning it or jarring it or whatever they do with them? They started to grow wings and fly to Gandalf. Really. It's crazy, man. It is. It's crazy stuff. I mean, you know, you know, what if you're like, you had some kids and you went for a picnic or something up in Colorado, and you sit there and the little kids are out there playing and go, oh, look, a bunny rabbit. Oh, come here, bunny rabbit. Oh my God. I know of things that Google have gotten wrong, so I freeze 3 fried apples. Yeah, that's the way to do it, man. But you don't can them or jar them or whatever either? Do they work that way also? I don't even know people that do that anymore. I guess a lot of them do that because they still sell the jars. I like the jars. I like the jars because they make the best iced tea jars of the perfect size. And lemonade. I do a lot of Canon. Do you really? That's cool. That's cool. So do you use a separate size of a jar and stuff, or that's, well, do they still call it canning even if it's jars and stuff? Because you know, because that one type of jar is a set size. I think it's like what, 12 to 14 ounces or something like that. But yeah, back in the old days, no, they are not premium quality apples. I cut the back. Okay, that makes sense. But I can't remember what I was saying now. Oh, about the jars and stuff. Because I like, see, I'm drinking lemonade out of this jar. I mean, out of this glass. But it was actually, see, it's got a handle. It's like a mug. And actually, this jar is from actually Texas made. It's called Texas plum jelly. I can't remember. That's the name. There's no name, you know, like some sort of plum, but it's just Texas made plum jelly. And so that's made it full of plum jelly. And when you get done with it, you have a cool mug, you know. Yeah, it's glowing. Now here, like this. Yeah, Mobile Tech's gonna come back and be mad, and he's gonna say, I'm serious, I'm serious. The lemonade looks good. Thanks, Troy. It's just the cheap stuff. It's the Walmart market stuff. You buy like a can about like this, and I bought it like that. It's the powder stuff. You just sit there, and it's like $6.95, and you get like over 70 servings for it, and it's like only like $6 or $7. So shrimp flavored lemonade, really. Okay, so you do the meats and stuff for your dog, right? And drop a link and I'll come up. Okay. Let me see, how do I do this here? Okay, here we go. They actually made it easier now. There you go, Steve. We would can tomatoes like spaghetti, and I would make a special salsa. Then we would can that. Okay, that's cool. Because you know, if you go back in the days that we were talking about before refrigerators or ice boxes and all that, well, before that, the only way that they had to keep things cool would be, there you go. Hi, Steve. This is Steve, everybody, from Desert Adventures in Arizona.
Howdy. How's it going?
All right, how you doing, man? How's it? Is it hot out there? You guys didn't get no substantial rain then, huh?
Yeah, we got some a couple days ago. We got about a quarter of an inch.
Okay, well, that's good. That's good. Might have cooled it down a little bit.
Yeah,
we're gonna get some kind of miracle here on it's been like in the 90s, hasn't been in the hundreds here, I think, except for 1 or 2 days. But on Monday, supposedly we're going to get a cold front, and it's going to be, the highs are going to be in the 70s. I went, what? They go, yeah, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, it's going to be cool. But then it's going to go back to the same, you know. I was like, wow, that's incredible for this time of year, you know.
Early next week, we're supposed to drop into the 90s, which is cool for
Yeah.
us.
There's Tuber Chat. How you doing, sir? Connect and grow. He's stopping in to say howdy. He's another Canadian. He likes to promote everybody's channel and stuff. So if you go check him out, then he'll give you a shout out and stuff. And you can, hey, we could ask him about it. Hey Tuber Chat, have you seen that new thing that YouTube has implemented in where you have all the different languages in your YouTube videos? If you did, then say something about it, what you think about it. And everybody else, you guys know about it. You can sit there and, if you want to sit there and listen to your video like in a different language, say you have a Spanish-speaking friend, just go into your video, look in that little gear thing, that's your settings knob, and then go to languages and switch to Spanish, and the whole thing is like auto-dubbed into Spanish. It's really incredible. It's really incredible to hear it, you know. I know, I told Steve about it, and I thought it was really something else, man.
Yeah, I set the auto dubbing for a bunch of different languages. I haven't. How did you say to go in to listen to them?
Okay, just like right now, whatever you're listening on, I don't know if the phones are different from the laptops, but there's a little thing that looks like a gear, and that's your setting control. You click on that, and it opens up your settings, like the speed that you want to watch the video and all that, you know, the quality of the video, 720 or 1080 and all that. And then it also has the language on there. If the video is eligible to be converted, then it will be converted, and it'll tell you languages on there. And it's really pretty cool, because that means it makes us all worldwide, you know. You know, it'll help us get like a lot of different countries in here listening to our stuff, and that's pretty awesome, I think. Hey, Vintage Van Life, how you doing, man? How you doing, Brian? There's Vintage Van Life, everybody. Do you remember him, Steve? He stopped by your Ironwood meetup.
Brian,
Yeah.
I'm getting an echo. I don't know why.
Do you have something else on? Let me see. I don't have anything else on. Let me see. Well, I have my phone, but it shouldn't be on. It's not even on. So I don't know what it is. Is it a heavy echo or?
No, I don't have any other windows open. I don't have YouTube running.
No, I mean, is it like a real distinct echo that you could hear real strong on your end?
1 second delay, I can hear myself talking about 1 second after I say it.
Oh wow, that's I don't know. I hope it's not this thing. I hope it's not a StreamYard. Possibly could be though. Let me see. I could take you down and put you back up to see if that'll change anything. You want me to do that?
I guess I could try it.
I'll just put you in the basement here. I won't. Okay, let's see.
Check.
Any difference?
No.
Huh. That's weird. I don't know. You might check the little microphone and check that setting thing too. It says, let's see, edit mic settings on there if you open that up where the 3 dots are. So.
Check.
Is it still in there?
Yep.
I don't know. I haven't heard of that one. That's what usually happens is one of us will have 2 things on, and then you're hearing the echo of that. But I don't have nothing else on. Let me see. Unless it's on my YouTube, but I don't have my YouTube channel up on my YouTube on the desktop. So, is anybody else hearing an echo, you guys? Vintage Van Life. What's happening here? How you doing, Brian? I heard you got chewed out by somebody. I heard you got chewed out about somebody there. He put out a thing about they're not coming out after you, you know, about that executive order and stuff. And some girl got a hold of that video and just laid it in on him about the way he worded it and stuff. I don't know if you know that girl or not, Brian, but hopefully you know her and she wasn't really serious and about all that stuff she was saying. So.
Yeah, Gandalf, I do have echo cancellation set under audio.
Okay, Adventure America said close YouTube in the background. Okay, let me see. I do have one. Okay, is that better?
Check, check, check. Check, check, check. Still echo.
Dang it. I hate that when we have technical difficulties like that.
Better, but still there, Brian says. Okay, I just won't talk. I'll just sit here and look at you, John.
Okay. Well, I'm trying to figure out what it is here, so let me see. Let me look into mine. Reduce mic background noise, echo cancellation. Hello? Okay, there.
Okay, I'm turning echo off and then back on again. We'll see if that helps. Check, check.
Okay.
Gandalf got it. That took care of it. Thanks.
Reduce mic. What was it? What? Reduce mic background noise? Is that it?
No, I turned off echo cancellation on my settings.
Okay.
And then turned it back on, and now it's gone.
Okay. See, so StreamYard's been adding all these new features and stuff, and that's something that I haven't seen before. There's the 3 dots and then the ability to do all that too. So they did all that stuff, and you don't know about it, and it's going to be on. That's what it is. All right. Okay, now you can talk.
All right. I got Rocky with me tonight.
All right, cool.
This is Rocky the Rattler.
Uh-huh.
It's the only kind of rattlesnake that we like around here. We send the rest of them to snake heaven.
Rocky the Rattler.
Yeah.
I don't know. Gandalf said he hears it on me now. So let me see. Okay. Okay. Is that okay now, Gandalf? He said bad echo here. Huh. Hey, Texas lady, how you doing? Did you hear me with the echo again there, Steve?
No.
Okay.
You sound fine, and it looks like Brian says, I didn't hear it on you. Okay, now it's back. My echo is back now.
Yours is back?
Yeah, whatever you did there.
All I did was on mine. I unclicked everything. Automatically adjust mic volume, reduce mic background noise, and echo cancellation. I undid. Put them back on. Let's see.
Okay, they're back on now?
Yeah, I switched everything back on.
Now the echo's gone.
Okay. Okay. So I guess I have to have everything enabled on mine to talk. Yep, undo last. How you doing? There's Brian again. What are you doing, man? You wanna come up here also, man? You're welcome to come up, jump up here. There's plenty of room, man. I don't know if you've been on where there's more than 2 or 3 people up here, but yeah.
So last I heard, Brian was selling his van. Is that true, or does he still have it?
That's the last I heard also, but I don't know if he sold it or what. So, hey, there's Adventure America. Would you like to come on up? Let's see. There you go. That's Troy, everybody. How you
How
doing,
y'all
man?
doing today? Good to see y'all.
Okay, Vintage Van Life said, "No, I'm good. I'm good. Just showing in the battle, getting ready to go to sleep. I'm on the East Coast. He's on East Coast time. But did you ever sell your van there, Brian? And what's the deal with it now? Are you gonna get something else or what?" We have to wait for the delay, huh? Troy, how you doing, man? How's things going down there in Padre Island area down there?
I'm doing good, John. And we was been hanging out.
You been catching any fish?
Yeah, we caught a couple black drum and some redfish last
Really?
week.
Cool, cool. The redfish are good eating, aren't they?
Yeah, I just catch and release, but
Yeah,
they are
yeah.
good.
But the redfish are pretty good eating. My favorite to catch down there is the brown trout, or I guess you guys call them the speckled trout, specks.
Yeah, we call them speckled trout down
Yeah,
here.
they're really good. But I think they only bite on live shrimp, the good ones anyway.
Actually, their favorite is live mullet.
Oh, is it? Okay. Oh, I don't even know what a mullet is. A little bitty, like a little shiner fish.
Yeah, it's basically
Yeah.
like a big minnow.
Mm-hmm. Cool. I guess he's not going to answer us there, Steve, about his van. So
Said he was getting ready to go to sleep.
yeah, he's probably already. He probably
So
already.
Troy, where are you at exactly?
Corpus Christi, Texas.
Okay.
Yeah,
we
Troy
lived
does.
in,
Troy does a bunch of lives right there from the beach and stuff too. It's pretty interesting. Yeah.
okay. We used to live in Hampton, Virginia, and we used to do a lot of fishing in the Chesapeake Bay. Boy, I miss that.
I have a brother who lives up in Virginia Beach.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we spent a lot of time there. Too many people though.
Oh yeah, it's pretty
Yeah.
crowded. Even down here, especially during the summertime, it gets pretty crowded.
That's something we talked about. Oki and I talked about running down to the coast there in Texas. We've never been down that way.
Yeah, I'd like to go to the East Coast too, but like you said, so many people.
Yeah, we've been to the East Coast, but there's no BLM land out there, no boondocking,
Mm-mm.
unless you're stealth camping somewhere,
I think there's a strip. Maybe Troy, you just go to the East Coast too? Did you camp at what's that one strip down there that they have? I forgot what they called it. But there's a big old long area where you can go camping for a while, but it doesn't last forever.
I haven't been to the East Coast for a while. Around here, you can camp for 3 nights on the beach. It's a
Yeah,
$12 beach pass
yeah.
for annual. So, I mean, all of our beaches are drivable. They do have some that's only pedestrian beaches, but most of our beaches are drivable, and you can camp there for 3 nights.
That sounds like a good deal. I think there's even parts of it where you could camp free, isn't there? You don't even need to. Where is it? Gosh, I can't remember. Over there by Port O'Connor and all that stuff. There's a place where they go camp over there free.
There is some free beach camping here too.
Yeah, yeah. But still, $12, and then you have the portable restrooms and all that kind of stuff. That makes a big difference, I think.
Oh yeah, our beaches, like the way they set them up, they have the porta potties, they have the trash cans where you can put your trash and everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. And do you guys ever go all the way down to the national park down there? What do they call it? The Padre National Seashore or something like
We
that?
have spent quite a few nights on the National Seashore.
Really? So what's different from that than where you usually go right now? It's just more wild, or?
With the National Seashore, yeah, it's more wild. After you get about 5 miles down the National Seashore, it's four-wheel drive only, and you see way less people down there.
Do they give you a sign to warning you of that?
They do.
They should.
Yeah.
You know, that'd save a lot of trips for the tow truck driver.
Oh yeah.
Like,
No, if you get stuck out there, and honestly, a lot of people will help you get out. But if you get stuck down there and you have to call a tow truck, it's going to be a couple $1,000s to pull you out.
yeah, I could see that. Yeah, I was watching. Gosh, I can't remember their name. CND Adventures is what they call it, but you say it together, it's Candy. They live down in Texas, and they're always doing crazy stuff. And one time they go, "We're going to show you how to do surf. What do they call the small boards? You know, where it's not like a surfboard; it's a small one." And he was having her drive, and he was like right up by the edge of the shore. They're driving down the shore doing that. I was like,
Yeah, like
crazy.
a boogie board.
Yeah. I go, they're crazy, man, doing that. That's too dangerous to be. You're getting pulled by a truck, you know.
That is crazy.
Yeah. It's probably not exactly legal either. It looks like it'd be dangerous, you know. Poodle Professor says, way down the coast you can camp for free. Yep. No turning your vehicle into a submarine. Galveston water has been super clear the past week or so. Oh yeah, that's cool. That's why everybody loves to go to Galveston, because they have that beach right there, you know, and it's so inviting right there, and it's pretty easy to get to. So that's a big draw right there. But I prefer going to different places than Galveston though. But it is pretty cool to get the ferry boat to take you over the ferry and stuff, and go down there by where you guys are at. That's pretty cool. Sounds like skitching in the snow. What? Behind the car in winter. Here you go. Jennifer, Vintage Van Life said, do you get up on the peninsula? And by the way, Steve, he did answer the question also. I put it up there for a while, so yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
So I didn't realize all that his van didn't sell. So he's gonna.
Well, he was in Tucson for a while. He's got family there, but sounds like he is back on the East Coast somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Poodle Professor says, Vintage Van Life, which one? And after you get through with that question, Jennifer, I'm going to oh yeah, that's where I used to go. Boulevard Peninsula. Before there used to be a place called Rollover Pass right there where it connected the waterways right there. And that was some really good fishing right there, but all that got destroyed in, I don't remember which hurricane it was, Troy, but you know what I'm talking about, don't you? But Boulevard Peninsula, you go all the way up, and it goes all the way to Port, whatchamacallit? I can't remember the name of the ports now. But all those little towns up there are real good fishing and stuff. And those are the kind of towns that I like up there. Just don't go to that Sea Rim State Park. That place was horrible. It's not horrible. It's not horrible. It's just the mosquitoes were horrible. It was so bad. We only had time. We had 2 kids with us, or 3 kids, and one big tent. And we only had time to run to the truck, get the tent, and set it up, and told the kids, "Okay, run, get over here," and hope they didn't get attacked by mosquitoes.
I know which state park you're talking about, and I've never been there.
Yeah. And then to get to the beach, you had to go through this mud wallow thing, and everybody was sinking up to their knees in the mud to get out to a clear area. But besides that, it was kind of fun. They had like a walkway where you could walk back there, where they had clear water and stuff, where the alligators were, and you could see them. If you threw your line out there, they would chase after it. So yeah, that was fun. But the mosquito part, I can't take that. Boulevard Peninsula. Yep. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff out there in Texas, man. That's what I was going to ask you also, Poodle Professor, I was thinking about the other day. I was thinking about if I did do a Texas trip, you know, whereabouts, like you're on the east side, so it actually does take you 2 days to get all the way through Texas. So from where you're at, where, you know, like if you wanted to go Padre Island, does it take, how many hours does it take you? Wonder Hussy's off to Burning Man right now. You know, Burning Man looks like it's a lot of fun and stuff, but it looks like something that I would rather have done when I was like 20 years or 30 years younger. Not now, you know. Back then
Exactly.
we could have stayed up and did all that stuff, but I don't think I can handle it now. And to have everything so dusty and dirty, I know the photographers there, they go, the way you have to do it is you have to take all your equipment, your lenses and your camera bodies and stuff, and put it in Ziploc bags. And if you want to hurry up and don't change your lens outside because it'll get dust in your sensor and stuff. But after you take your pictures and stuff, put everything away real quick, you know. And it's true. And you know what? You don't ever see any good videos about Burning Man. I don't know why, but
No, you don't.
You don't see nothing good on YouTube or anything. You know, you'll see a few like, here's what the real trash situation looks like from Burning Man, blah, blah, blah. But you don't see, you know, like, we had a good time, we did this and that. But I think it's just too hard to get a video made because all the dust and the wind and stuff. What do you think, Steve?
There's always a lot of drama going on
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. Holy cow, look at that. Look at Poodle Professor answered me. 6 hours to Padre. Oh, wow.
Texas is a big state.
Yeah, man. That's, you know, like I've been to the Paris, Texas area. Well, actually Hugo, Oklahoma. That's like just north of Paris, Texas, like 30 or 40 miles. But I can't imagine from that point around there to be 6 hours anywhere, you know. Geez, that's a long way, man.
Now, whenever we drive, we normally take an annual trip out to like Florida and Georgia. It takes us about 6 hours to get out of Texas from here.
Vintage Van Life, thanks. He says, I got to bounce, guys, heading to bed. You have a good one, man. We'll talk to you next live whenever you're up and about. That's just too far, man. That's a lot of driving. You know that, Troy.
It is.
I don't know. When you're driving a lot, then you sit there and you go, well, I just have to drive a couple hundred more miles, blah, blah, blah. You know, it's all about your destination, what's there when you get there and all that stuff. But still,
Yeah, but it sure is nice to carry your bed everywhere you go. I mean,
yeah,
you get
that's
tired,
true.
you pull
That's
over, take a
true.
nap.
Yeah.
That's true, too. Yeah.
We've been doing that for the past few years, bringing our travel trailer with us, and that makes a big difference.
Well, you guys have got spoiled, didn't you? Didn't you start out with like a small teardrop and you just got bigger and bigger and got something bigger?
Yeah, we use both of them. We have a small teardrop and we have a 18-foot trailer, which is not real big, but good enough to do traveling.
What's the pros and cons on the teardrop?
Well, the teardrop, you don't have a bathroom in it. But as long as you're staying at like a state park or something that's close to the restroom, that really doesn't matter.
Well, I was going to say maybe space. Everybody would say space. There's not very much space in there for things, but you know,
hauling the bigger trailer obviously is going to cost you more on fuel and everything. So
yeah,
there's pros and cons to all of it.
Yeah. How many wheels you got on the trailer? Is it 4-wheel?
That's a single axle.
Okay. It's got regular size tires on it though?
My 18-foot trailer has 15-inch tires, and my teardrop has 13-inch.
Yeah. I always was scared about that. Not scared, but you know, I always thought if I ever got a trailer to pull, then I wouldn't want those little tiny tires on there because it just didn't seem like that they would last. You know, I'd rather have a regular tires, car-sized tire on there at least.
What's funny to me is like our teardrop trailer, We've hauled that thing for thousands of miles.
Mm-hmm.
We've had it through Wyoming, Utah, Arizona, all the western states, and all the way out to Florida.
Yeah.
And it still has the original tires, and they're 13-inch tires.
What about the where they say you have to take all the axle and grease it all up and stuff? Have you done that?
I do that. Yep, once a year.
Well, of course you do that because you work on airplanes anyway, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, Steve, there you go. He works on planes there.
Awesome. I grew up with bombs, bullets, and missiles.
Really?
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. Way back when.
Yeah, I've been working on U-860 Blackhawks for
Oh, okay.
the last about 20 years now.
Yeah, yeah. I understand those. Yeah. Yeah, I spent 21 years, 4 months, and 7 days in the Air Force.
That's awesome.
And
I was in the Marine Corps.
I was an ammo troop, munitions guy.
Yeah, my sister, my daughter is down there in the Houston area right now. She goes, "Look at this, Dad," and she showed me like 10. I can't remember if they're Blackhawks or what, but 10 helicopters that flew by. And she goes, "What are they doing? What are they doing?" I go, "I don't know." They're probably just doing maneuvers or something. I think there's aren't there 2 bases down there that they're close to each other?
Yeah, San Antonio has a couple bases.
Yeah. So that's probably where they were going. She's all freaking out like, "What are they doing?" I go, "I don't know."
We have a Army National Guard just to the north of us. And John, you may have seen them flying around with their Apaches when you were camped out here.
No, I didn't see any.
Typically on Thursday and Friday nights, they're out doing night training, low-level night training inside the monument.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty fun to watch.
Yeah, it's pretty fun to be in that place camping and all that stuff. Just to see, like the week that I was there, it just happened to be when the what do you call it? The Air Force Academy was down there with all their gliders and down there, and it's kind of neat because I counted and there was like more than 10 of them in that parking lot.
Yeah.
So that was pretty neat to be, and I finally got a picture of one, and when it turned just right, it said U.S. Air Force on it. So that was pretty neat.
Yeah, the unique thing about this monument, we live in the Ironwood Forest National Monument, which is BLM managed.
Mm-hmm.
And the interesting thing about this monument is that it's also a military operations area, an MOA. And so they don't restrict drones out here. So you can fly your drone out here because it's also, a military area. So they don't restrict drone traffic, which they typically do in a monument and, of course, national parks.
I wasn't laughing because of that, but I was laughing because when I was there camping, Captain Jack was over there. And I go, "Watch this. I'm going to get my drone out and go over there and scare him." But I'm flying around, got my drone all the way over there. And I went, "Wait a minute, there's an airport right over here. I better not be flying my, without knowing the whole thing." So I came back real quick. But I do have just that video of it going right up to his van. I need to send that to him.
Yeah, it's the glider port is not restricted. It's not red on your app. When you look at your app that tells you where you can fly, it's not a restricted. It gives you a warning, but you can actually fly around the area. Just acknowledge, that they're there and you're good.
Yeah. Troy, you need to look at some of Steve's drone footage. He has some really good ones. I don't know if you saw any of his videos. He's got some really good ones, like flying over the cactus and stuff. Incredible.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
We had a electrical storm go by night before last. We had all kinds of lightning. So after it went over the house and it was out over the Silver Bell Mountains and the rain stopped, I put my drone up and I got some pretty cool video of the electrical storm. You know, the lightning strikes hitting all over the place. So that was pretty neat.
Is that a 4? Is that the 4 or what is that one?
Yeah, that's a Mini 4 Pro.
That's the one everybody wants. I can't get it right now.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
been looking at drones. I actually have. I've been flying drones for a little while. I just haven't done any since I've started YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got to have a Part 107 if you want to really stay out of trouble. Get your Part
Yeah.
107.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's really nerve-wracking if you don't have that because you're really not sure whether you're breaking the law when you put your drone up. And if you go through that course, Pilot Institute is who I went through.
Mm-hmm.
It cost me like $150, but they guarantee you that you'll pass the FAA test. In fact, they even give you free stickers to put on your
Yeah.
drone.
Yeah.
And then put your FAA number on there, your registration number, and then it has my cell phone number there, and then the expiration date, right? So if you get your Part 107, then you learn that's a commercial license, right?
Yeah.
Then you know and you learn what apps you need, you learn what all the rules are, and then
Mhm.
you know you can tell the cops when they're wrong because you're a FAA certified card carrying UAS pilot.
That's right. And
And you're
only
typically, yeah, you're smarter than most of the people out there other than other Part 107 pilots. So it's
yeah.
a really good idea to get it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get mine, but when I came back, I was all gung ho to do it. But then I didn't want to sit there and stop everything of what I was studying, and then, you know, I just need to keep studying and do it all together and pass it, you know. But
Yeah.
when you have all this private stuff going on, I said, no, I got to stop right here and put this on hold right now. So
No, it's worth having a license.
there's Mobile Tech.
That's
He came
correct.
back.
Yeah.
Did you say
Yeah,
you have your
You
license
got to learn
there, Paul?
everything just like a pilot does. You have to know, you know, all the airfields, how to approach an
Mhm.
airfield. I just worry more about staying away from them. I don't go close to them.
That's what I think the hardest part of the test would be for me is the terminology that they use about, you know, they show you the map of the what the pilots see, and you got to figure that map out, you know. So they give you the answers and stuff, but it's not really easy. So well, back in the old days, Mobile Tech, they just got on the plane and started flying around. I bet you they still do that, like in Alaska and places, the remote places. Well, it was the only way I could get out of here, so I just jumped in the plane and started flying. Yeah,
I'm
I
going to go
just
ahead
think.
and drop back in the chat, John. It's good seeing you.
All right, thanks a lot,
Nice
man.
to
Thank
meet you,
you.
Troy.
Thanks for coming
Yeah,
up, Troy,
you
man. Appreciate it. I just think there's a lot of confusion about it anyway, Steve. About if you notice, there's a lot of people on YouTube that they do put not daily or not every video, but there's a lot of them that'll add little clips of their drone and stuff in there, and they're not licensed at all, and they're not supposed to be doing that because you're not supposed to monetize the videos and all that stuff. But they're hoping, I guess, they're just hoping that they don't get caught, is what it is. But I would rather not do that at all. I'd rather have my license, like you said, you know.
Yeah, there's
Better-
a fine
better-
there's
better
a
to
fine
have it.
line there. There's a
Mhm,
fine
yeah.
line, and the way the
Yeah.
FAA looks at it,
Mm-hmm.
if your YouTube is a business, especially if it's monetized,
Mm-hmm.
you're advancing your business, then you have to have a commercial
Mm-hmm.
UAS license.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and it's, you know, a $1,500 fine if they decide to. I mean, they'll warn you first. You get the letter in the mail, and then if you stop doing what you were doing, you're fine. But if you keep persisting, you're going to get fined.
Yeah. Exactly. You know. Oh, look at this. Texas lady said, My husband died several years ago. He was a spray pilot and he flew all over the world. Did you see what we were talking about earlier, Texas lady? I don't know if you came in earlier or not, but Ray was saying, Ray put out a video. He lives, I think, in Ohio, and he lives out on that little acreage. And he showed this video where this plane was just like right by his house. Just did a U-turn, went around some trees, and came right over his house, and got some excellent videos of that. And my question was to him was, what exactly is the crops and what were they spraying? You know, is it going to be harmful to you because it's so close? You know, that's just what but he didn't really know. But you know, yep, there's definitely a lot of things to learn about flying drones. Flying drones safely is where you don't interfere with anybody, and then and you know the rules and stuff. That's the biggest part of it, I think. You know, I think they're easy to fly as far as getting them up in the air, because it's just like a video game, you know. The better controllers that you have and stuff, just like playing video games back when you were young, but you're actually dealing with something that's actually flying around out there that can cause damage, you know. So you got to be careful and you got to know the rules.
Yeah, and showing, you know, recording video that's smooth. I mean, the FPV pilots, you know, that do the loops and all the acrobatic stuff, that's fine. But I like to have nice, smooth video, you know, when I'm recording, especially out in the desert.
Yeah.
And that takes practice to be able to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sitting there. Some of these guys, they go crazy on there and they do these loop-de-loops and they're into going through small spaces and stuff. And I'm like, no way. I would never, you know, because I rewatch some of the stuff I've done and I go, I'm way too close to those power lines and this and that. And I'm going, how could they feel so good about doing a loop-de-loop through a little hole and all this stuff, you know? And they're going like as fast as they can too. And I'm going, I've never taken mine out just to see how fast it'll go.
Yeah, I keep mine on the slowest setting. The nice thing about the 4 is it has obstacle avoidance.
Yeah.
So, you know, I fly up to something and mine will stop, and the setting I have set is for it to go around it. So it'll actually go around it on its own.
See, and I prefer to fly my drone where, like they say, where you where you watch it with your eyes, you know. When it gets beyond that, then it gets a lot harder for me anyway, you know. So I just can't imagine going so fast and then all of a sudden, okay, here's what we do, a loop-de-loop. That's amazing, though. But some of those guys are pretty good. They got it going on, but you know they've crashed a few also, though. And that's something I couldn't afford to do, is crash my drone and go buy another one and crash that one, you know. I've flown DC-3s, twin-engine Otters, Cessnas, Cherokees, sailplanes, hang gliders, and ultralights. Out of all those, Mobile Tech, which one was the fun? I bet you the ultralights were the funnest, huh?
There's a guy in Quartzsite that has an ultralight, and he was given rides up there last winter. That'd be fun, I would think.
Yeah, I saw a guy that when I was camping in Marano there, then a guy came by with one. He was going real slow, you know. But it's pretty neat looking. I thought it was pretty neat. I got a little video clip of him, but I didn't recognize him or anything. But the one that I'd be scared to do it would be like what's the one with the wings and stuff? That's the one that I'd be afraid to do. I'd rather be sitting in a set plane, you know. Or like
hang gliding.
Hang gliding, yeah, that's what he said. So I like hang gliding the best. They're all fun. I don't know, man. That's one of those that you get out there and there's no turning back. You got to keep going. Like my friend, when he got his pilot's license, he said that was the most scared he ever been, but it was also exciting. He said this when he did his first solo. He said his butt clenched the seat, and once you're up there, you're like, okay, I'm doing it, so I have to do it now. There's no more messing around, you know. I went, yeah, that's pretty neat, you know.
Troy made a comment about flying RC aircraft. That's something I always wanted to get into. There's an RC park probably 10 miles due south of us. And I
Mm-hmm.
used to watch them all the time, but that costs you some big bucks to get into that hobby.
Yeah, that and boy, some of them are huge now. They got some big
Mhm.
planes they fly around and stuff too. Yeah, yeah. We have like two different little airports out here. On one is south and one is east, I think, or west. And yeah, they're pretty famous for about, everybody likes just to go watch it and stuff, just to go see as a spectator. But they are pretty amazing.
Oh yeah, the control line module. That's the one that makes you sick to your stomach as you're going around and around and around and around.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The rare bear, Lyle Shelton. Yep. Yeah, Troy, I used to fly RCs, Mobile Tech. I also flew control line. Oh, yeah, the control line, and then
Yeah, you got the handle and you're doing this.
yeah, yep, and just
I had a P-51 Mustang my parents bought me when I was a kid, and I flew that thing 2 or 3 times, made me sick to my stomach, and I crashed it and never flew it again.
never got sick, he said.
Okay, John, I'm going to jump down. Thanks for having me up. Appreciate it. And thanks
Oh, yeah.
everybody in the chat. Hope everybody
Anytime,
has a
man.
good evening.
It's always fun having you up here, man. Sorry we had technical difficulties at first, but now I know where to look at first.
I do too. They're, like you said, they're modifying StreamYard. And so every
Mhm.
time you jump in here, it's different. And
Yeah.
so I'm glad we were able to figure it out. We'll know next time.
Really. All right,
All right.
man. We'll talk at you later.
Okay, good night.
Good night. What, Mobile Techs? I'm thinking about getting another hang glider. What do you want? What? No, you need to go to one of those other things that, what do they call it? The bodysuits there, Mobile Tech. You need to get one of those, just where you just fly around, glide like a squirrel. Uh, yeah, you know why they don't stop modifying StreamYard? Because they don't want you to go away. They don't want everybody to think they figured it all out. So you sit there and you get in there. Oh my God, this echo, and all that stuff. And that happens a lot of times too. A lot of people get on there and they're short tempered and they can't fix the echo and stuff, and then they'll just leave and forget it. Yeah, you have to, Texas lady. You need to go read the beginning of the chat where I was talking to Ray about that. But I believe he has a YouTube channel. Then I think he did post those. He posted he's just Ray Crum on YouTube. Ray _ Crum, CROM, and he did this one video he was cooking something, cooking some kind of food, but then he added that into the very end of that video about that plane. But later on, he released another one of just that plane. It's a yellow colored crop duster, and he's going, "Look at the crop duster." There you go. There's Ray. But Ray, tell her, man. I was telling her about you and me were talking about. I was asking you, grilling you on about what they were spraying, all that, and she said that she knew somebody that was doing that. So most of the time, if you get an echo, you have YouTube open in the background. You have more than one application open, is what it is. Ray Crum, I know all the crop dusters around here. See, Ray, she knows all about that kind of stuff. That's kind of neat. Does anybody else want to come up? Anybody else want to come up? You want to come up, Ray, or Mobile Tech, or Texas lady or anybody, a Poodle Professor. Poodle Professor, that'd be a good one. Everybody likes Poodle Professor. They all want to see you. Come on up. I'm hitting the sack. Don't hit it too hard, Darren. Let's see. Here's the link if anybody wants it. Oh, Gandalf, if you want to be on it, but by now usually Gandalf is with another live somewhere. I hardly show myself in my videos. You don't have to show yourself. You could just come on here and turn off the camera part, and your whatchamacallit will show up. See, if you turn off the camera, it goes like this. Then you can just say, what do you want? See, look, even there you go. There you go. Adventure America said, Poodle Professor is awesome. A few days ago, there was a crop duster spraying a field, and they would loop back right in front of my house and over it, and I took a lot of shots. Good, man. Make a video of it. Make a video. Joanne, how you doing? Joanna Anna Bobana, Fee Fi Fofana, Joanna Anna Bobana. That's Joanna Glass. No, it's been a long week. I'm tired. I'll just stay in the chat. Yep. See, Gandalf. Now you know what it's like when somebody keeps saying, "Somebody come up here with me. Somebody get up here on the chat with me." And then, no, man, I don't want to. No. But sometimes you feel like it, and then you get up there real quick, you know. But it was a good idea, I thought. I thought it was a good idea to try to get her to get up here. Texas lady, it's at the end of the chicken vegetable soup video. Okay, yeah, that's what you were making. You were making chicken vegetable soup. And you were showing the chicken and all the vegetables and potatoes and all the stuff to put in there and the seasonings and stuff. Then all of a sudden it goes click and it goes to this airplane flying around. How about you, Joanna? Do you want to come up on the live chat? I mean, on the whatchamacallit, on the screen here. And don't say no. I don't want to. Okay, Ray, do you want to? Where did my hearts go? I put hearts on that comment, Joanne. I didn't see any hearts. I haven't seen any broken hearts lately. How about you, Ray? Do you want to come up? You want to come up and say hello to all them or no? You'll have fun. Here you go. Here's your link. Oh, I see what you mean now. I see what you mean now, Gandalf, about my videos all fluttery and looking and stuff. Let me see. Even with light, yuck. Huh. I'll be right up. Joanne says, I'll be right up. Yeah, sure. Everybody would love that. Even if you showed up just like without a picture, and they would just love to hear your voice. I don't know, Joanne. Are you ready for Alabama football? Nobody likes OU in the Southeast Conference, and nobody likes Alabama. So we got something in common. They hate us. They hate our teams. Our teams are going to beat their butts, right? Right on. How about you, Texas lady? Do you want to come up on the chat, on the panel? You don't have to show your face if you don't want to. You could just, like I said, you click the camera off and then whatever picture you have on your avatar would be showing right here. But then you can talk, and then people could hear you and stuff, and it doesn't take so much to type in the chat. Yeah, really, man, it's about time. It's about time that Joanne got in a good mood, you know. I'm ready. Roll Tide. There you go. Hey, it's 10 more days, I think, or 9 more days for me. Well, it's actually already. Yeah, it's gonna be 9 days tomorrow. Yeah, but this time, Ray, your plane came in real good. The yellow plane and stuff. And I'm betting that if you sat there and you zoomed in real close on that, you could probably see the pilot real well too. But yeah, this one is like this one is pretty good, where he dips over that, he dips down and goes behind the trees and then comes back up and then it's like turns right over your house. I'm going, wow, that's pretty dang close, you know. I ain't never made a video or been on one. I might one day. Now, this ain't being on a video though, Texas Lady. This is just being up here where you can talk. So, but one of these days, maybe you'll change your mind. You can get up here and I'll walk you through it, you know. And it's a lot easier to sit up here and just talk and not have to type everything you say. I went to the hairdresser today, got about 5 inches of my hair cut off. Oh, that's cool. Well, how's all your electricity and stuff? Everything is fixed again now? You need to put a big giant lightning pole somewhere so the lightning hits it, huh? No, I'm serious, Texas Lady. You know, anytime you want, you can do that. You don't have, like I said, you don't have to show your face. You just come up here and talk, you know. It's a lot easier to talk. So the aircraft videos knock it out of the park. Ain't that the truth, man? Oh my God. Troy, that's the truth, man. Like whenever I made my Tinker Air Force Base air show videos, oh my God, those people went crazy watching those, man. And you know, and I didn't get it. Well, the funny part is I never go to the actual show. The actual show, air show, is like probably another 3/4 of a mile down the street from the area where I film all that stuff. So I'm just like leaving it up to them to fly near me to get a picture, and the stuff that I was getting was pretty decent, you know, when they fly over and I'd follow them with my camera and stuff. So kind of why my channel is called Raymond's Porch Views. Yeah. Raymond's Porch Views. Ain't nothing wrong with that, Raymond. Ray, I'm still working on my electronics, but I do have internet now. Woohoo! All right. Good deal, Joanne. Good, man. That's all part of getting it all back together, man. So I just hit 40K views on the F-22. Dang, man, that's pretty good, man. I've never hit 40K on nothing on mine. The most I ever got was, I think mine was a Toby Keith video or something. It's like 30,000 or something. I don't know. But that's what you want. You want to get like 40,000 on something like that, you know. I'd rather have 40,000 on a regular long video, but I'll take it on a short, you know. Yes, it's been a big mess. It's been a big mess, Joanne. I'm glad you're getting it fixed. I don't have to go anyplace. The action came to me. That's true, man. That's true. Well, that's what happened like when I was camping out there in Marana. Then, you know, all of a sudden, oh, look, there's a plane up there. Oh, it's a glider. It's an Air Force glider, you know. So I made a little video of that, you know. Or the planes that I did see, you know, like I'd see the plane. I saw this one plane. I went, is that one of those that carried the gliders up there? And I'm going, I wasn't sure. But then I looked real close and I go, yeah, it is. Because look, you can see the rope trailing from the back of it. because they just let the rope hang there, you know, after they let them loose and stuff. But it's pretty interesting, man. Even when that one plane flew by real close and stuff, it was pretty cool. Not the hang glider, but the other one, the ultralight. Yeah, ultralight. It's too many things to remember about them planes, huh? Okay, you guys, I'm probably going to get off here in about 5 more minutes then. Now I need for my body to be fixed. I'm trying. I know, man. It's heck getting older and older, Joanne, because then whenever you get sick and stuff, then you sit there and you go, oh man, it takes longer seems like to me it takes longer to heal back up. Like a couple of weeks ago, I wanted to mow the lawn, and then all of a sudden I felt like I had a gout attack in my toe, and I was like, no, not now. I gotta mow the lawn and stuff, you know. But yeah, you need to make your Ironwood video before it's been a year then, since you've been there. Hey, anytime, Steve, man. Anytime, Steve. It's fun to have you up here. Both you and Troy, man. That's kind of cool that you guys both came up here. I'm glad you did, man. But probably going to get off here in about 4 more minutes. It's been a long time since I've been on a live for 2 hours, but it's almost been 2 more hours. I know, Ray. That's what I'm saying. It was just last March, but if you don't quit screwing around with it, next thing you know, it's going to be a whole year gone by, and you're going to say, "Oh my God, I still had that footage from back last March." You know, heck, I have so much footage in all my little thumb drives and stuff, Ray. I got one out today, and I went, "Holy cow!" I'm going to sit there. I'm going to make a video out of this because it's something that what I have discovered lately, and I'll say this before I get off of here, is I've discovered 4K. I know, I don't know if you guys have noticed or not, but on the 4K video, everything is a lot clearer and stuff, and you can notice it. So I've been sitting there uploading some of the newer stuff that I see that I haven't released already. Then I'll put it up in 4K. So watch my last couple videos, like the one that has the bison. Okay, I had the one with the bisons. That's in 4K. So when you see it, make sure you go to your video settings and check and make sure you have it up on, you know, if you have it on 4K, that's fine. But yeah. You just want to see you in my video. I don't want to see myself on the video. You know what I'm talking about, Ray. I've been editing and time got away from me. How you doing, Todd Saw? Good to see you, man. Another Texas guy. Good deal, man. I'm glad you stopped in, man. I was just about to sign off in about 3 more minutes, but like I was saying, all my other videos, I used to just put it in 1080, but then I said, well, can I even do it with a 4K? And I haven't done a long video, like a 20 or 30-minute video yet that's in total 4K, because then you need more space and stuff because it's a bigger file. But I've got a couple of like 8 minutes or 3 minutes, 5 minutes, you know, videos like that, and put them up on 4K. The difference to me is astounding. So that's pretty cool. Joanne. Thank you, Gandalf. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate all of you guys for stopping in, man, and help keep this channel flowing, man. You guys are the greatest. I love you all, man. And that's what I'm going to stick to my words too, because I do. I love all you guys, man. It's really cool to have a live, and you don't know who's going to be on there, but all these people come on here and then they save you. They save you, I guess. You say, all right, they all showed up. Cool. Like tonight, everybody came in one after another. I went, all right, man, look at that. A bunch of people on here. I mean, it's not a bunch of people compared to like some big channels, but I'm not a big channel. I'm just a young up and coming one. So Todd, I hope you've been doing okay. I saw, as I was going live, I think I saw something about you and the sock guy were doing another beer tasting or something. and had another guy on there live with a dog or something. But I'll have to get in there and say hello in one of those lives one time when I see you guys on there. But I decided to do my own live anyway. So hope you're doing okay, Todd. And maybe one of these days we'll get together and do a live. I've been sitting here just begging everybody to come up here and say, get up here and say hello, hello. I know if you were in here earlier, then you'd get up here. So maybe one of these days, next live that I have, if you see me early enough, then maybe you come on up, man, and share the platform and talk to everybody, man. I know there's one thing that you do that's real good there, Todd, and that's you have a real good talking voice, like an interview. You interview people, you know. So with that said, bye everybody. We're gonna get out of here. Thanks a lot, man, and we'll catch you next time. Peace, man. Everybody have a good one.